Good morning, students. Today we start topic case taking. First, we discuss what is a case. So, case is not merely a maze of symptoms, but an instance of disease, an event, and a change in the whole person from his original state of health to his present state of sickness. So, a case, or while taking the case of a person, we collect a group of symptoms, we collect a maze of symptoms, and not only the disease symptom but how the patient become deceased, when the patient become deceased, what is his state, how he was as a person before the disease appear, and what is the his state after commencement of the disease, and what is his present state of sickness. So, the case taking is nothing but to collect the symptoms of all these stages. In short, case taking is nothing but a totality of alteration. There is alteration in the symptoms, alteration in the physical state, mental state, and it was reflected on the body, and so we get the symptoms. So, in short, a case is nothing but a totality of alteration. It comprises all expressions on mental and physical plane which logically form a portrait of disease. So, we have to make a totality of symptoms, totality of disease, portrait of disease. What we should do to find out the totality of any case? We have to collect all the mental general symptoms, physical symptoms, and all his particular symptoms, and we analyze, evaluate the symptoms and find out the uncommon symptoms from those, and make the portrait of disease or make the totality of alteration. So, case taking is nothing but a totality of alteration or making a totality of a patient. So, what is a proper definition of case taking? Master Hahnemann defines it as an individualizing examination of a case of disease. So, when we take a case of any person, what we do while taking the case? We individualize the person, we individualize or individually we do the examination at all plane, at mental plane, at physical plane. Also, we should do the physical examination of the patient. So, case taking is nothing but, according to Dr. Hahnemann, it defines as an individualizing examination of a case of disease. Case taking is a unique art of getting into conversation, observation, and collecting information from patient as well as from bystanders to define the patient as a person and to diagnose the disease. So, What is case taking? What we do while taking the case? We should do conversation with the patient. We should ask something to the patient. We should collect the symptoms from the patient. Then, with our observation, we can find out some characteristics of individual, and also from patient, from our observation, and also we collect the information from the bystanders or the relatives whoever present with the patient, and diagnose the disease. With the help of case taking, we can able to, or we can reach towards the diagnosis. Proper case taking is helpful for the diagnosis of the disease. So, it is said that a well taken case is half cured, because when we take a case properly, then we reach towards the diagnosis. Also, many times with our case taking, the many persons, they never express their inner emotions, never express their feelings, and when they, while case taking, when they express their feelings, they express their emotion, at that time only their disease get half cured. So, if we take the case properly without prejudiced mind and with as a unprejudiced observer, as an unprejudiced physician, when we take a case, then we collect all the symptoms properly, we arrange all the symptoms properly, so that we can analyze the case properly, and after analysis, proper analysis, we can evaluate the case properly, and after proper analysis and evaluation, we can able to make a proper portrait of disease, a proper totality of symptoms, and from that totality of symptom, we can repertorize, proper repertorization. After proper repertorization, we get a group of medicines, and from that we can easily able to find out the simillimum. So, the case taking, it is said that a well taken case is half cured. With the proper case taking, only the cure, we achieve the cure 50%. What is the object of the case taking? Why we should take the case? We should take the case for the collection of data for prescription on the basis of homeopathic philosophy. Why there is need of collection of data in such a detail or in such a brief way in homeopathy? Because we work or we should cure the person as a whole. We should not treat the organ or part or disease condition, so that according to homeopathic philosophy, according to the philosophy of Dr. Hahnemann, we should collect all the symptoms from the patient, and with the help of all symptoms, with the help of all proper data collection, we can able to find out the simillimum. So, the first object of the case taking, the first aim of the case taking is the collection of data for prescription. So, one by one What are the other objectives of case taking? This is the first and main objective, that case taking is important to collect the data for proper homeopathic prescription, to find out the proper simillimum. And what are the other objectives of case taking? To understand the patient in his surrounding, his family, work, and society. So, how the person is behaving, how was the interaction of the patient with his family, at his workplace, in the society, how he was, the what is health. Health is nothing but mental, physical, and social well-being. Not only physical well-being is the when the person is healthy. When we say the person is healthy, he was not only the physically healthy, but he should be mentally healthy, physically healthy, and at the same time he should be socially also healthy. So, what is his mental, social, and physical wellness? When the person is, how the person reacts, how the person interact with the society, with family members, at his workplace. So, from that all, uh, after considering all these things, we should say that the person is healthy or the person is deceased. So, to understand the patient in his surrounding, family, work, and society, how the patient was, how the nature of the patient, how he behave with other people, to define the problem of the patient after collecting all the details at mental and physical from mental and physical level. So we can able to define the problem of the patient. Is the problem is at physical level, or is there any disturbances at the mental plane, at the vital level, at the inner level? And afterwards, after some time, it was reflected outwardly, it was reflected externally on any body part, on any organ, or in any form of disease condition. So, to define the problem of a person, what is the root cause of the disease, the case taking is very much helpful. Then, to understand the disease of the individual with its common symptoms and characteristic symptoms. When we collect the symptoms, when we take the case of the person, then we should collect all the symptoms, and from that, during analysis, during evaluation, we should sort the symptoms as a common symptom, uncommon symptom, characteristic symptoms. So, to understand the disease of the individual with the help of common symptom and characteristic symptom, the case taking is very much helpful. To attempt problem resolution and effective counseling if needed. So, whenever many times the patient may be depressed, many times the patient there is need of counseling. So, to attempt problem resolution, to solve the problem, to resolve the problem, effective counseling, proper counseling is very much helpful, and we should do the proper counseling if there is need. We feel if there is need in the case, then we should do proper counseling while taking the case. to manage the case auxiliary, general and specific. So after taking the proper case, after or during case taking, we should get all the symptoms, or we can understand the disease condition. So which auxiliary measures we should do while treating the patient, which general and specific measures or general and specific management is needed in the case, we should understand after proper case taking. To help the patient realize his problem so that he would cooperate in programming the treatment. So many times the patient was suffering from any chronic disease condition, and patient was not aware of the seriousness. Patient have doesn't know the depth of the disease. So we should, while taking the case, we should realize the patient about his disease condition, and so that while during treatment, while programming the treatment, the patient cooperates us. Many times the disease is chronic, so it may require time. So in such condition, first we should give a proper idea of the disease condition to the patient, and so that he can cooperate us while treatment. Then to help the patient ventilate his problem so that he is relieved of carrying an emotional load. This has a great therapeutic value. As I discussed previously, that many persons, they are introvert. They doesn't express their emotions. They doesn't share their emotions with anybody. So in such persons, in such patients, they are carrying emotional load since many days, and while taking the case, when the patient ventilate his problem, when the patient share his problem, when the patient share all his feelings, all his emotions, which he or she is carrying since so many days, so many years, and they doesn't share their expressions with anyone, while taking the case, when the patient share these emotions, when the patient express their emotions, then they feel or he feel relieved from their emotional load, which or whatever they are carrying since so many days. And after relieving their emotional load, it is too much helpful therapeutically, because after relieving their emotional load, the patient feel much better after sharing their emotions with the physician. So this has a great therapeutic value. Finally, to find the constitutional, intercurrent and acute totalities so that the respective remedies could be selected. So to find out the constitutional remedy, proper constitutional remedy, to find out the intercurrent remedy, as well as if there is any acute disease, acute condition, then to find out the acute totality, and from that totality we can select the acute remedy. So to find out such medicines, constitutional, intercurrent, acute, so the case taking is very much helpful to find out the respective remedies as constitutional, intercurrent, or acute remedies. So the proper case taking, which is very much helpful to find out such medicines. The case taking for homeopathic management requires a background knowledge of various disciplines, the principles of homeopathy, basic medical sciences, clinical subjects, and the communication skills. So while taking the case, we should have many disciplines, we should have many things that the physician should have. The physician should have the knowledge of principles of homeopathy. The physician should have knowledge of basic medical science. Physician should have the knowledge of clinical subject, and also the last and most important, that is communication skill. So while taking the case or while managing the case homeopathically, the physician should have all these qualities, all these knowledges, so that case taking, our aim of case taking, get fulfilled. So which knowledge the physician should have? He should have the knowledge of principles of homeopathy, basic medical science, clinical subject, and proper communication skill, so that he can able to interact the patient properly, and with proper conversation with the patient, proper interaction with the patient open up easily, and he can share his emotions, personal emotions, personal feelings to the physician, with the physician. Then case taking requires a great deal of experience and training. So case taking is simple, and that it is not a simple task, because if we miss anything while taking case, then also we miss the simillimum. At that time only we miss the simillimum. So case taking is a great deal of experience and training. After experience and after a proper training, we can able to take the proper case. Case taking is not only the collecting of chief complaint or collecting the symptoms whatever the patient was suffering, but case taking is considering the man as a whole. So the mental general symptoms, physical general symptoms, we have to collect properly, and it is also case taking is an art. So it requires experience and training. in the book, very well known book in the homeopathy, that is Organon of Medicine. In the Organon of Medicine, Dr. Hahnemann detailed case taking in many aphorisms, from aphorism number 72 to aphorism number 104, dividing it into two divisions. Dr. Hahnemann gave the explanation about the case taking. So how he was divided the aphorisms? So from aphorism number 72 to aphorism number 82, in those 10 aphorisms he gave information about the knowledge of disease, and proper case taking part is given from aphorism number 83 to aphorism number 104. So the whole case taking is detailed by Hahnemann from aphorism number 72 onwards up to aphorism number 104. In the first, there are two divisions of these, or two groups of these aphorism. In the first division, there is explanation about the knowledge of disease from aphorism number 72 up to aphorism number 82, and discussion about the proper case taking, it is given from aphorism number 83 up to aphorism number 104. In Organon of Medicine, in aphorism number 5, concise idea about case taking, it is given in aphorism number 5. Then general directions of case taking, as we discussed, a proper case taking, it is given in aphorism from aphorism number 83 to aphorism number 104. If the patient coming directly, it is given from aphorism number 83 to aphorism number 90, and patient coming from other physician, it is given from aphorism number 91 to aphorism number 93. Then proper chronic case taking, it is given from aphorism number 94 to aphorism number 98. Then acute case taking, it is given from aphorism number 99 to aphorism number 102. Then appraising case taken, it is given in aphorism number 103 and aphorism number 104. So in this way, in Organon of Medicine, in different aphorism, he explained, Dr. Hahnemann explains in detail case taking in different conditions, in acute condition, in chronic condition, in detail, and which difficulties we may face while taking the case in different type of cases, in acute disease, in chronic disease, and how we should overcome all these difficulties. It is also given in Organon of Medicine in different aphorisms from aphorism number 83 to aphorism number 104. And Dr. Hahnemann in his book Organon of Medicine, gave us many practical guidelines about case taking, as well as about from case taking to how to prescribe the medicine, which potency we should select, how we should repeat the dose, everything, all practical guidelines we found in his book Organon of Medicine. It is nothing but a Bible of homeopathy. So, in his Organon of Medicine, Dr. Hahnemann gave many practical guidelines about homeopathic physician in various aphorisms, like a physician is one who possesses various areas of knowledge and an ability to perceive. It is given in aphorism number 3 and aphorism number 4. How the physician should be, which knowledge he should have, which ability to perceive. It is all given in aphorism number 3 and 4. According to Dr. Hahnemann, physician should have few requisites, like he should be unprejudiced observer, and this is most important, that the physician, the observer, he should be unprejudiced. Then and then only we can able to take the proper case, we can able to note down the proper, all the proper symptoms, all the symptoms when we are unprejudiced. So the physician must be, or he should be, unprejudiced observer. So this is the most important requisite while taking the case, and it is given in aphorism number 6 in Organon of Medicine. Then Dr. Hahnemann, as we seen that he has given from aphorism number 72 to aphorism number 82, he gave the guidelines regarding the knowledge of disease. So, he classifies the disease on the basis of causation, and how he classifies the disease is given in aphorism number 5, that is acute disease and chronic disease. So what is acute disease? Disease produced by an exciting cause is nothing but acute disease, and disease manifested as a result of fundamental cause is chronic disease. So there is a basic difference in the acute disease and chronic disease, and this difference in the disease condition is mainly we should find out the difference from their causative factors. So when the disease is due to exciting cause, then it is acute disease, and when the disease is manifested as a result of fundamental cause, then it is chronic disease. Acute diseases are caused by an exciting cause or acute miasm. So what is this is also discussed in the previous slide, that is acute disease, the cause behind acute disease is exciting cause, and it was given in aphorism number 5. So what is exciting cause? exciting cause may be defined as the cause which excites a disease condition, either acute disease or acute exacerbation in chronic disease. Means the cause which excite, which increase the disease condition. It may be in acute disease or in acute exacerbation in chronic disease. So that is called as exciting cause that excite the disease condition. So the name is given as exciting cause. Name itself suggests the cause which excite a disease, which increase a disease condition, is nothing but a exciting cause of disease, and it may be the acute disease or acute exacerbation in chronic disease. So it is given in aphorism number 5 about exciting cause. The acute miasm comes on either with sufficient violence to cause death of patient or with less violence, wherein there is a period of progress and a tendency to recover. So, acute miasm, most of the time, the acute condition, if it comes violently, then especially in acute condition, it may cause a violence, or if it is with more intensity, then it may cause death of the patient, or sometimes the acute condition, it came with less violence, wherein there is a period of progress and tendency to recover. Means in some acute condition the disease progresses, it reach at a certain level and then it declines, it recovers as it rises, or at it reaches at the peak. In the same way, it come fast, it reaches the peak and then it recovers, or the condition get covered, the recovery is also fast. But sometimes, if the disease condition came with a sufficient violence, it came with a great violence, then it may require, it may cause a critical condition in a patient, acute critical condition, or it may lead to the death of the patient, sudden death of the patient. Sometimes the acute condition, it came suddenly with too much intensity, too much severity, too much violence, and if it is the violence is too much, then it may cause death of the patient. So what is the cause behind the acute disease? It is given in the aphorism number 5. So today we discuss about what is case. About case taking, we started with case taking and we discuss what is case, definition of case. Case is nothing but the collection of symptoms. Then How we collect the symptoms? We collect the symptoms in a proper way so that we can able to form, we can able to make the portrait of disease, proper portrait of disease, proper totality, because we, while taking the case, should collect we should collect the symptoms, all the symptoms of the patient from his general state and his physical complaints or particular complaints, disease complaints. So the case taking is nothing but collection of symptoms from patient as well as from the attendant, from the bystanders, standards, to define the patient as a person. And how we should collect the symptoms? We should collect the symptoms from conversation with the patient, conversation with the relatives, from our observation. In this way, we can collect the symptoms from patients as well as his relative, and we can make the portrait of the disease, and we can able to diagnose the disease condition after case taking. So Dr. Hahnemann, he defines the case taking as an individualizing examination of a case of disease, and it is said that a well taken case is half cured, because the case taking is most important, it plays most important part while treating the patient. If our case taking is proper, it is perfect, then and then only we can find out the simillimum, we can reach towards the simillimum. So the primary object of case taking is collection of data and prescribe the proper simillimum. Then we discuss about the objectives of case taking. We discuss many objectives of case taking. That is, the first and most important is collection of data. Then to understand the patient as a person, to define the problem of the patient, to understand the disease of the individual, to attempt problem resolution and effective counseling if there is need. Then with treatment, how or which auxiliary measures we can use while managing the case, or which general and specific measures are useful to manage the case. We can get all these things after case taking. Then we can able to realize the patient, we help the patient to realize his problem so that we get the proper cooperation from the patient while treatment. Many times some patients, they are introvert, they doesn't share their inner emotions, inner feelings with anybody. So while taking the case, when the patient ventilate his problem, when the patient open up, then from a long period he was carrying his emotional load, which get relieved after he ventilate, he express, he share his emotions, and this has great therapeutic value. Also, the case taking is very much useful to find out the constitutional, intercurrent and acute totality, so that the respective remedies we can select. So in this way, what is case taking, what are the objectives of case taking, we discussed. Then which, for case taking or while managing the patient, which knowledge the physician should have, that was given by Dr. Hahnemann. And the knowledge of various disciplines the physician should have. The first one in that is knowledge of the principles of homeopathy, which principles which the physician should follow. He should have the knowledge, all the knowledge about the principles of homeopathy, the knowledge of basic medical science, knowledge of clinical subject, so that he can able to diagnose the disease and he can able to find out the pathological state of the disease condition, so that the disease is curable, it is incurable, or the disease is at which stage the physician can able to understand after taking the case. And also the most important thing is communication skill, because our conversation with the patient, it is too much important while taking the case, because our proper conversation, our proper approach, our proper communication with the patient, it helps the patient to share his feelings. The patient should develop a confidence on the physician, he should develop a faith on the physician, so that and then only he can share his emotions with the physician. So the communication skill is most important part while taking the case. So the physician should have knowledge about the communication skill also. Then case taking is not that much simple job, because it requires, because while taking the case we have to collect all the symptoms. We should not treating the part or disease condition, but we treat the patient as a whole. So we should know the patient, the person as a whole, and so that to understand the person as a whole, to understand the person before disease, during, at the commencement of the disease, and at the present state of the disease, the physician should have the proper experience and training, so that he can take the case or he can collect the symptoms properly from the patient. Then in which aphorism in our Organon of Medicine Dr. Hahnemann given or he discussed about the case taking. This is also we discussed that from aphorism number 72 to aphorism number 104, he gave information of case taking. In that, from aphorism number 72 to aphorism number 82, he discussed about the knowledge of disease and the proper case taking part or case taking proper. It is given from aphorism number 83 to aphorism number 104. So the proper case taking, though the proper case taking part is from aphorism number 83 to aphorism number 104, but the knowledge of disease, which was given from aphorism number 72 to aphorism number 82. This is very much important before taking the case, so that the physician can able to understand as the disease is acute, disease is chronic, then what is the reason behind the disease, what is the cause behind the disease. So these first division of case taking, that is knowledge of disease, is also having the same importance as the proper case taking part, that is from aphorism number 83 to aphorism number 104. So how the case taking, it is divided in the organon of medicine. Dr. Hahnemann give the concise idea about case taking in aphorism number 5, and then how in different aphorisms he divided when the patient coming directly, then it is given what the physician should do. It is given in aphorism number 83 to aphorism number 90. Then if the patient coming from other physicians, many times when especially in chronic disease, many patients we observe that they are taking treatment since a long duration, and he was trying all the pathies, allopathy, ayurveda, and whatever home remedies they are trying, and when they doesn't get relief from anything, then they came towards the homeopath. So this we observe in many patients. So in such cases, what we should do, that was given in aphorism number 91, 92 and aphorism number 93. Then chronic case taking, it is given from aphorism number 94 to aphorism number 98. Then acute case taking, it is given from aphorism number 99 to aphorism number 102. And appraising case taken, it is given in aphorism number 103 and aphorism number 104. So which knowledge the physician should have, it is before taking the case, it is given in aphorism number 3 and 4 in organon of medicine. Then in aphorism number 5, how or which are the causative factors, or he classified the diseases on the basis of causation, that is acute disease, which is produced by an exciting cause, and chronic disease, which is produced by or it is a result of fundamental cause. So it is given in aphorism number 5, that is disease classification according to the or on the basis of causation. In aphorism number 6, Dr. Hahnemann gave few requisites the physician should have, few requisites, like he should be unprejudiced observer. When the when the physician is unprejudiced, then and then only he can take all the symptoms, he can note down all the symptoms from the patient, and we get the detail of case, and from that we can able to properly analyze, evaluate and make portrait of disease and reach towards the simillimum. So to find out the proper simillimum, to take the case properly, the physician should be unprejudiced observer. How the physician should be unprejudiced, and all these things are explained in aphorism number 6 in Organon of Medicine. So before taking the case, the physician should have knowledge that he should be unprejudiced while taking the case. So in this way, in aphorism number 3 and 4, the physician who possess various areas of knowledge and ability to perceive. Then in aphorism number 5, knowledge about or classification of the disease on the basis of causation. In aphorism number 6, the physician should be unprejudiced observer. In this way, he explained these basic things in aphorism number 3, 4, 5 and 6. Then in aphorism number 5, he explained that acute diseases are caused by an exciting cause or acute miasm. Acute diseases are caused due to exciting cause, and chronic diseases which are due to fundamental cause. So exciting cause, what is exciting cause? The cause which excite the disease condition, which aggravate the disease condition. It may be either acute disease or acute exacerbation in chronic disease. So the exciting cause, about the exciting cause, the information given, what is exciting cause, how it excites the disease condition in acute disease, it is given in aphorism number 5. Dr. Hahnemann also explains that acute miasm which come with sufficient violence, if it came acute miasm, it come with violence, then the patient is suffering too much or severely the patient was suffering, and if the violence is too much, then it may cause death of the patient. And if the violence of the acute miasm is less, then there is a period of progress and tendency to recover, especially in acute disease where there is acute miasm behind the acute disease. So in this way, in aphorism number 3, 4, 5 and 6, Dr. Hahnemann, he explains about which things the physician should have, about which things the physician should have knowledge, which things the physician should perceive, how the physician should be unprejudiced, how the diseases are classified according to their cause. It is given, and this is the basic knowledge that the physician should have before taking the case. As the physician is having all these knowledges before taking the case, then and then only he can able to take the case properly. And as we know that the proper case taking is helpful so much, or only and only the proper case taking is helpful to find out the simillimum. So the proper case taking is nothing but half cure, and we have to take the case properly. So for proper case taking, the physician must have all these knowledges about disease, about the cause of disease, about classification of disease. Then he start with the proper case taking, and then only he can able to take the case properly. This is all about the knowledge of the physician. Then how the diseases are classified, about the knowledge of disease from aphorism number 72 to aphorism number 82, in which Dr. Hahnemann give about the knowledge of disease, and all about the knowledge of disease we discuss in the next lecture. Thank you.